Good day, friends. This is Coffee Break with Dr. Michelle Alignay, and I hope you're going to join me for this afternoon session about something that is very at risk right at the moment. So please get your coffee, tea, or whatever suit your fancy for this afternoon because I'm not just going to talk, but I hope to engage with you. I hope that we can discuss some critical areas of our well being. So, I hope that you join me for the rest of the episode
with
on
Dr. Michelle Alignay.
um,
And
work life well being because I know that this is something that is crucial, important, essential, at kailangan nating mag mag-usap, mag-reflect, and to just get to know more about how we're going to support ourselves. So, as again, share this live stream to family and friends. And I hope that in this episode, we're just going to keep engaging, keep talking to each other, and let's see how are we going to support each other here at Coffee Break. As you know, friends, I'm Dr. Michelle Lignay. I am a psychologist, but instead of being in the clinic, instead of doing therapy work, my work is actually in psychoeducation. So this is what I do. I do trainings, I do talks and webinars for various organizations, including companies. So I'm a resource person of many companies speaking about well-being. At ang napansin ko, really, not all companies pre-pandemic are actually taking steps to ensure the well-being of employees. Para lang siyang byproduct of add-on sa buhay natin. And even us, if you try to reflect about it, hindi ba tayo rin? Hindi pa tayo rin, hindi automatic sa atin na alagaan ang sarili. Kahit na laging sinasabi na eat well, you have to exercise. But I would like us to realize that in this pandemic situation, well-being has never been this crucial. And why am I saying this? For the past year, for the past months of doing coffee break, somehow I have an insight to what's happening with you, sa mga hugot nyo, how long have you been doing coffee breaks? So I started this 2020 when the lockdown started. So pag nag-anniversary ang lockdown, mag-anniversary rin ng coffee break. So but because of this also, since I've been doing talks for corporations, nakikita ko rin kung ano yung mga usual patterns and concern. And I think isa sa mga crucial, and I know that many of you would agree with me. If you are working from home, working remotely, or full-time working or part-time working, really now, it's so hard to be doing everything at home. Who among you can relate with what I'm saying? So parang o ano yung uunahin mo? Mag-aalaga ka ba ng anak? You're going to be the learning assistant of your child. You're going to be the homemaker because you need to cook. And then you're going to be the full-time employee because there's a lot expected of you, even though the work is remotely. So you have one meeting after another. Let me know your thoughts about what I'm saying. Ano ang mga common struggles that you're going through this pandemic? And aside from being sick, aside from uh, being on top of everything. But I would like us to look into well-being. Well-being is just not wellness. Many times when I say well-being, ang tingin lang ng iba dyan ay me time. Just let me share that. And these are the things that you would be reflecting about. Marami na ang tingin lang sa well-being ay wellness. But well-being, it's actually the wellness of our whole being, our mind, our body, and our spirit. Kasama dun sa mind na yun, kasama na yung emosyon. So, it's all part of us, the physical, the psychological, and the spiritual aspect. So, whatever we are, in this pre-pandemic, well-being maybe comes in values package, iba yung pagkakatingin natin, iba yung pagpapahalaga natin. So ngayon, what are our hugots? Bakit bigla na lang tayo na parang we're talking about well-being in a whole different light? Um, Companies are actually inviting resource people like me to be able to discuss with them well-being. We are investing on our well-being. And I would like to tell you that either your company is investing on it or not, don't wait for something crucial to happen in your lives before you start reflecting about well-being. That's what coffee break stands for actually. Coffee break, it's conversations regarding faith, well-being, and our family life. So, let's continue the discussion. Friends, ano ang tingin nyo sa well-being? So, yung mga nandito na, what is it that comes to your mind when you hear well-being, wellness? Ano yung naiisip nyo tungkol dyan? Paborito ko tong tanong eh. Kasi I would like to gain the full to see where you're coming from and to understand kung ano ba yung mindset nyo. So, well-being, it's actually very much at risk at this point. Hindi ba? Napatunayan natin yan. Marami sa atin, nagkasakit. Of course, there's COVID. In the middle of COVID-19 pandemic, many are overthinking. Many become too stressed with work. And so, being too stressed with work can affect our mental health and our physical health. Or, mababa resistensya to begin with, and it affected work. And andri natin magkasakit. So, it really goes both ways. So, Belle, you're saying it's sanity on all aspect of life. Actually, it's not about just sanity. It's actually about our totality, our wellness in all aspects. So, kasama dyan sa well-being ay relationships, healthy relationships. Kasama rin po dyan ang happiness and life satisfaction. Are we satisfied with our life, with our state at the moment? Kasama dyan yung purpose. At ang importante that we're going to focus on, well-being includes our physical and mental health. Diyan tayo magkukumustahan. And why is it I need to reflect about work-life well-being? Because a lot are demanded of us, people in the workforce, di ba? Tayong mga nagtatrabaho kahit ano pa yung trabaho natin, especially if you're a frontliner or you're someone who needs to report your work, the work from home setup cannot be applicable to you, or you're working from home, it's actually very hard for us, right? Okay, so I want you to think about that perception of will. I would like you to reflect. How is your level of well-being? So looking at it in totality. So ito yung pagkabuo natin, physical, our mental, and including even our social or relational health, our emotional health, and our spiritual health. If you will rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, I would like you to check, how am I? How well am I? Kumusta talaga ako? 'Di ba? So think about that. Think about what's really happening to you. So here, I would like you to yan, 6. Yeah, I know, I like it that you're very honest. I like it that you're very honest. Thank you, Belle. So what about the others? How will you rate your well-being? And to I would like you to think about, oh, Shelly, 4, Slan, 6, di ba? So, maganda natin, Eden, 6. Ang gandang aminin sa sarili kung nasan tayo. We're not aiming for perfection right now, friends. Wala tayong plastikan kasi the more that we try to deny na I'm not okay, the more we try to deny na, ay hindi, I'm thriving so well. I really can do everything. Friends, bakit pa kayo nakikinig ng coffee break? Baka kayo na yung dapat na maging speaker, right? So here, I would like you to look into our perception of well-being. So now that you're all saying this, hi Jet, now that you're saying that you are 4, 5, or 6, for most of you are speaking, but thank you for being honest. I would like you to reflect. What is your own perception of well-being? Ano yung mga tingin nyo sa kanya? Ano yung mga narinig nating mga common lines about well-being? Because in all honesty, it actually begins with our perception. And ano yung tingin natin sa kanya? If you can just comment in the comment section with what I'm saying and with my questions, go ahead, friends. And what I realize is that it really starts with how we look at things. And it really starts with how we perceive well-being and its value. I just would like you to reflect on 2 points. Are we the problematic type? Are we supportive of our well-being when we are already getting sick. Pag tumaas na yung BP, pag may diabetes, pag may nangyari ng masama, pag nagkasakit na, or to begin with, bago pa lang natin may tendency tayong magkasakit or meron tayong leaning, we're trying to be proactive about it. Because we have this cultural thing na, ay may gamot naman eh, masusolusyonan naman eh. And then, pag may naramdaman na lang, saka tayo magpapatingin. But we don't really try to look at well-being as a daily lifestyle. Making well-being part of our lives, making well-being part of our lifestyles. So, dun pa lang sa perception, actually, nagkakaroon tayo ng concern doon. And what I mean is that because we are always at the problem-solution mode, we fail to realize that in our everyday lives, we can be in the proactive mode. Pwede naman tayo maging proactive. Pwede naman nating kahit paano unti-unti nating ayusin yung diet, tulog. One of the most taken for granted well-being hacks na libre, friends, is tulog. People would say, but there's a lot of work, there's a lot of email that I would like to reply to. Kasi hindi ko mapigilan na mag-reply. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I would have to say this. Yes, you can. We all have the capacity to choose, but at that point, maybe we choose work over our well-being. But at the end of the day, who will save us? So if our well-being becomes compromised, if our well-being it's already problematic, friends, sino ang sasagip sa atin? Yes, may health card sa trabaho, but there's no replacing sa lahat ng mga nagkasakit dito. Those of you who went through flu, isolation, COVID virus, we all know that nothing can replace to a good health, good status. So also, for those of you who are like me na burnout, for those of you who had emotional concerns, for those who had this life-changing relationship problems. For those of you who went through conflicts with family members, friends, look at it that way, that these things can actually compromise also our well-being. So, my question with you, with everything na sinatsat ko dito, first point, your perception of well-being, are you on the problematic mode? Problem-solving mode, or are you at the proactive mode when it comes to your well-being? So many of you are saying 4, 5, 6, but in reality, sa lifestyle mo for the past 2 years, 3 years, are you in the proactive mode or are you in the problematic mode? Anong kaibahan? Proactive is that you're doing small things to be able to support yourself so that if you're gonna get sick, hindi ka malalaglag ng gusto. But on the problem-solving mode, for example, your family had virus. Susolusyonan nyo na lang yung symptom. We're always curing the symptom, but we're not really addressing the root of the problem. Bakit laging may sipon? Bakit laging anbilis magkaubo? Bakit ayaw matanggal ng asthma? Bakit? Yes, it may be, some of it are actually inborn, but some of it can also be connected to our lifestyle. Bakit lagi na lang may emotional concerns? Bakit lagi na lang nati-trigger yung kanyang, for example, anxiety or depression? So, we have to look at it in a wholer perspective, that what is it that I'm doing to help and to be proactive? Friends, if you will be honest, I invite you, are you in a problem solution mode right now, or are you in a proactive mode in terms of your well-being? Ang dami ko nasabi. Sarap ng kape. So next, what are the first one that I am sharing with you? I would like us to reflect our perception regarding well-being. The second is that our feelings about well-being. Pag sinabi ba natin na well-being, it's something that excites us. Somebody is saying, Yubel, minsan problematic, minsan proactive. Bakit kaya ganun? Maybe it's time to reflect, bakit nga ba ganun? Problematic, laging may concerns na mangyayari. Walang perfection sa buhay. Laging may problema. Pero, yung problema, pwedeng fine-tuning lang yung solusyon. Hindi magiging crisis. Do you know that crisis is the end state of a problem. Because in everyday lives, there are decisions that needs to be done. There are efforts and changes that we need to do, and they need decision making. Nagiging problema yan pag hindi natin dinesisyonan. When a circumstances presents itself, na okay, hindi ko papansinin. So for example, alam mo na ang tendency mo mataas yung blood sugar, alam mo nang may insomnia ka, pero ayaw mo pa rin baguhin yung pattern ng tulog mo to the point that it's affecting your health. Are you getting what I'm saying? So that is the point when we need to be to put concrete solutions to problem. If hindi natin pinansin from decisions to problems, nagiging crisis. So, hindi natin masasabi na dapat perfect. Ang sinasabi ni Belle, minsan problematic, minsan proactive. Maybe consistency is needed. Maybe more skills, maybe more strategies are needed to be able to fully support us. And I would like you to think about uh, I would like us to think about feelings about our well-being. When we talk about well-being, does it excite you? When we talk about well-being, how would you feel about it? Ako, well-being really excites me. Parang, okay, that's my way to really reboot. So here, there are people, when they talk about well-being, they are actually resistant. Ano ibig kong sa resistant? Ayaw nilang i-drop yung sugar. Ayaw nilang baguhin yung lifestyle. Pag may exercise na kailangan nilang gawin, ay mahirap yan eh. Wala namang madali sa buhay eh. Pag may change na kailangan mangyari, ayaw din nila. That's resistance. Dati naman hindi ko kailangan eh. Excuse me, we're not getting any younger. So hindi natin kailangan yung ibang bagay. Pero ngayon, iba na yung buhay. So here, they are very resistant. They're living in the past. They keep comparing themselves to other people. They keep comparing themselves, this situation to others. Eh, si ganyan naman. Ganito yung nangyari. Ganito rin yung sakit. Pero, friends, are you resistant or are you accepting? Are you accepting of your current status? That maybe, ayan, somebody is saying nervyosa ako. And it's good to know that you're nervyosa, Cecil. To the extent na nagiging nervyosa ako. But isn't it, being nervyosa, is that good or bad? Maybe it's okay, but if it's going to affect your whole being, that it's going to give you panic attacks, anxiety, and then it's not healthy. Diba? So here, are you resistant or accepting, resistance, or are you in the mode of acceptance when it comes to well-being? Other people would actually say na wala naman magagawa. Magkakaganyan at magkakaganyan. But that's really for me, it's a very pathetic way of looking at things because we can always have a choice. We always have a choice and we can put effort sa gusto nating mangyari. So, where are you here? Does it excite you? Or does it tire you? Yung iba parang iniisip pa lang daw nila na mag-exercise, napapagod na sila. Come to think of it, ayaw nilang isipin na posibleng gawin to. So this pandemic actually has shown us what is really, 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 really important. Another thing, so that's one, the perception, and two, the feelings. Three, what about our actions? So from our mind to our feelings and then to our actions. What are our action plans, action strategies, action steps about well-being? Um, Are you taking action about it? Are you including daily well-being strategies in your life? Because that is very important. May ginawa ba tayong iba dun sa buhay natin pre-pandemic to now? Because if now you're still waiting for the end of the pandemic to start taking care of your well-being, I guess you're getting the message wrong. Because this pandemic situation, it just might be the means on how we can really value our health and well-being. Am I making sense, friends? So, kung meron kang binago sa routine mo, please put that in the and that routine is working for you and that routine is actually helping you. We would like to learn that. So please put whatever well-being action step or well-being strategy that has been working, put that in the comment. We would appreciate seeing your comments. So before I would like on Thursday, I will discuss about practical insights to consider about our well-being or the practical steps that we can do. But right now, bakit nga ba, hindi nyo ba naisip, bakit ba ang hirap gawin at maging consistent sa well-being strategies? Naisip nyo na ba yon? One is that we have, what are my reflections here is that most of us have the wrong reasons why we are into taking care of our well-being. Wrong reasons. What are the first reason? For example, when we say exercise and movement, our usual thinking is that we would like to be fit and sexy. 'Di ba? Ay, para maging fit, para maging sexy. But no. Personally, I've learned in yoga, I've learned years ago that it's not about being fit, but it's about being healthy. It's not about we move because our bodies need to move. We move for sanity. We need to move because our hormones, our muscles, all areas of us needs to move, especially now if we are found to be what you call this sedentary, so hindi gumagalaw, yun yung nagiging, actually meron study in the US that said that those who have high risk uh, during the COVID-19, during that first beta surge in the US, they studied that the ones who were put in the ICU were the ones who have sedentary lifestyle. Okay? Sedentary lifestyle. Yung mga hindi gumagalaw. So, the wrong reason is that I don't want to move. I just don't want to be fit. No, you would like to be healthy. So, pangalawang reason, bakit yung well-being? Naku, pang mayaman lang yan. Hindi natin kailangan yan. Ayan, for example, Lucille saying, self-care feels like me time. Yes. Pang mayaman lang yan. Naku, hindi naman uso sa iba yan. So, think about it. But well-being is actually for everyone. And come to think of it, those who are in the lower income strata, baka mas healthy pa sila sa atin kasi sila yung mas naglalakad, sila yung mas exposed to various kinds of viruses and various elements. At saka, mas mataas yung resistance nila kasi it is likely that they're eating vegetables because that's more cheaper compared to meat. Am I making sense? Kaya posible na yung mga ganung practices, it's really better for the body. So, hindi siya pang mayaman lang. It's actually a mindset. And another thing is walang time. Think about that. Do you give time for your well-being? If you're giving time for your work, if you're giving time for your family, how are you rebooting yourself? So, Lucille, you're saying self-care feels like me time. And ayaw na, one reason is that others before me. Yan ang wrong reason why it's so hard to do well-being strategies, because we say that ako na naman ang isipin ko, paano naman yung mga anak ko. And that is something that we don't, self-care, it's actually part of well-being, but self-care, it's secondary to well-being. Hindi siya yung mismo. Kasi napakaraming areas ng well-being, okay? Self-care is the strategy. And yung iba, yan, pag sinabi mong me time, it becomes a very selfish motive. So others find it really difficult. They are really guilt-stricken. They're being eaten up by guilt whenever they will have well-being strategies because hindi nila matake na inuuna nila yung sarili than others. But remember, we cannot pour from an empty cup. Walang ibibigay yung kape mo kung walang laman. So doing these strategies will always make our cup full. So there are the wrong reasons. For me, these are the things that I observe to be the wrong reasons why we find it hard to sustain our well-being. Okay, and the second reason, the second possible reason why well-being strategies are hard. If the first is wrong reasons, so the second, if there's wrong reason, wrong mindset about it, the second is that we lack a clear definition and a compelling reason. We don't define it well. bakit bakit ba kailangan mong alagaan yung sarili mo? Have you really thought of it? It's just not self-care. Ah. Why do you need to be well? Have you thought about well-being is for you? For me, if you would summarize it, well-being for me is restoring myself. So I have something more. I have more to give for my work. I have more to give for my family. I have more to give for my ministry. I have more to give you guys. Kasi kung hindi ko kayang i-restore yung sarili ko, paano tayo makakapagbigay? So you have to remember the why. The why will help us define everything. The why, if the why is clear, well-being can actually fall into place. Para kanino ka bumabangon? Para kanino ka nabubuhay? Bakit mo kailangan alagaan yung sarili mo? And that makes it clear. The why is the bakit, for whom is kanino, and the what and ano is really defining bakit mo kailangan ayusin yung sarili mo. So here, I would like you to really realize that we have to know our why. Why are we doing it? Because I want more to give. I would like to be productive, but I don't want to be wiped out. These are my simple goals for the day, but I will start taking care of myself first. Are you getting what I'm saying? Here, if we have clarified with ourselves, bakit ko kailangan maging healthy? Because my family needs me. Because I would like to be more effective in the work that I do. Because my family deserves a happy mom, a happy dad, a happy sister, a happy brother. Because my parents, I would serve them. So many people, they feel maxed out, maximized. They feel so maximized kasi parang ubus na ako, wala na akong ibibigay sa iba. We know it's not bad to give to others, but it's not justified kung wala ka namang ibibigay, kung hindi mo rin inalagaan yung sarili mo. You know, at this time that we are all at risk with the virus, ang isa sa pinakamaganda na natin gawin is really magpahinga. Because we might be lacking sleep, that's lowering our immune system. So, we need to learn why. Why do we need to rest better? Why do I need to cut down on my movie nights? Why I need to cut down on my Netflix binge? Because I would like to rest. I would like to restore myself so that maganda yung immunity ko. Kasi baka may magkasakit sa atin, lahat tayo babaksak. And we don't want that to happen, right? So, I like this, Cecil. My mindset is always, kaya ko to, laban para sa aking daughters. I'm hurting na, I'm healing para sa mga anak ko. Para sa mga anak mo, pero para sa sarili mo rin. Kasi, if it's always for other people, I just have to share this. My point is that, if it's always for other people, if it's all for other people, and then what if the other people in our lives are no longer there? They have a life of their own. So what will be our why? Our why needs to be us connected to others. So yung pag-aalaga sa sarili, para sa'yo yan. Para kay Lord yan. Kasi alam ni Lord na kailangan natin alagaan so that we can serve our daughters, we can serve our family more. You need to heal to restore you because that's what's needed. So I hope that this is something that will help you shift. And then the third, lack of commitment. Kaya ang hirap ng well-being strategies is because, one, baka yung wrong reasons. Nasaan kayo dito? Second is that lack of clear definition. You don't really clarify your why. And the third, lack of commitment and contentment. Yung iba, ang hilig lang makiuso. Kung ano lang yung uso, kung ano yung makita sa mga Mars at saka sa mga tao sa social media, ay parang okay yun, ay parang okay yun. You know, we need to commit to something that we can embrace for ourselves. For example, you have to scan, anong exercise yung okay sa akin? Hindi lahat ng uso okay sa atin. Hindi lahat ng uso okay sa atin. So here, and then it's so hard for us to stick to it if we cannot embrace it, right? It's hard to stick to it. It's hard to commit with something that hindi mo talaga gusto. So you have to really find what is really good for you. So in order for us to commit, you have to know your why. And before we clarify our why on our well-being, we have to really know what's our mindset about it. We just might have the wrong reasons why we're doing it. And I would like to share with you what are the things that we need to consider. I would like you to reflect that in everything about well-being, there's no one size fits all. Hindi kung ano yung nag-work sa akin, mag-work sa'yo. Hindi, hindi, ay, ginagawa niya yun, okay sa akin yun, gusto ko yan. If it resonates with you, go. If it's not resonating with you, you don't need to follow. You can explore and look for what will suit you. For example, for me, when I'm a couch potato, but I think since 2012, I started yoga. And until now, I'm doing it. My goal is not to be slim like a yogini, but my goal is really to be fit and healthy. And until now, it's working for me. It's working for me. Kahit na may nauusong ibang exercises, hindi ako nagmo-move kasi I'm clear why this movement it's important for me. It helps me to be quiet. It helps me to connect to my breathing. It helps me to be stronger. It helps me in so many areas of my life. So, there's no one size fits all in well-being strategy. Second is to check your interest. Kaya ako sabi, you have to explore. Do you want to quiet down? Do you want do you want uh do you want something that will help you be engaged with other people? It's actually depending on our personality and interest. So wag mong tingnan kung ano yung nag-work sa iba, tingnan mo yung karakter mo at interest mo para malaman mo ay ia-align. I think the common problem we have is that we want what others are having, but what others are having may not be suited for our needs. So paano mo malalaman kung ano yung suited for your needs? Well, sorry to say, wala akong sagot dyan. Kayo lang ang makakasagot niyan. And then, the other thing is that I would like you to realize that one of the things is that you have to take small steps, one at a time. Huwag niyong pagsabay-sabayan na, ay, mag-exercise ako, tapos sasabayan ko ng diet, and then, no, isa-isa lang. Isa-isa lang, so you'll see what really works for you. And this is something that I would like to end this session with. Two major points. And then these are two critical insights on well-being. One is that the well-being of one affects the well-being of all. We just cannot say that well-being ko to, akin to. I would like you to know that our well-being, if we are well, it's easy for us to connect with the people we love. It's easy for us to understand maybe what our kids, our families are going through. It's easy for us to support them if we are full. Kung ayos natin yung sarili natin, mas madali natin silang masusuportahan. So, the well-being of one affects the well-being of all. If your well-being will be put on the spot, if your well-being would be compromised, I guarantee you, it is likely that it will affect the whole system of your family, of your household. Ang isa ko pang naririnig is that, nako, ayoko maapektuhan ng mga anak ko. Sadly, kahit na gano'n natin gusto na wag silang maapektuhan, there's still an effect. That's called really systems thinking, that a family is a system, the household is a system. Okay, so that's one. The well-being of one affects the well-being of all. And then for me, the last point is that in recognizing our work and life and well-being, you need to realize that well-being and being whole are actually the end result. Remember, well-being is being well in all aspects of our lives: physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual. And what's the result? If we are well, I'm not saying that things are perfect. I'm not saying that magiging madali ang mga bagay. But if all of us can achieve somehow good status, good practices for all areas of our lives, isn't it that that's the way to be whole? That's why the hashtag that I love is that from well-being to whole being. Because at the end of the day, hindi lang natin gusto na parang feel good. Because we would like to be whole, fulfilled, And then when if we are whole, we cannot find our wholeness only in the things here on earth, but actually being whole is a spiritual, it's a spiritual journey, because when we would like to be whole, we find wholeness in our God, we find wholeness in in being connected to our truest source. So that's about it. Because our well-being, I would like you to realize that if you are Catholic or Christians like me, it said in the Bible that our bodies are temple of the Spirit. Our bodies are temple of the Spirit. Kaya aalagaan natin, because we would like to give more to our mission, we would like to give more to the family, and we would like to honor the God who gave us our bodies. Hindi atin yan, pahiram lang sa atin. So actually, that's the main message of why do we would like to take care of our well-being. So that's about the whys, the hows, the wrong notions, the perception, the feelings, and the actions about well-being. On the next episode on Thursday, join me as I discuss some ways and some practices that we can exchange regarding what are the small steps that we can take for our well-being. And I hope that you can actually put here in the comment section what are the ways that you're helping yourself. Slowly but surely, small steps. It doesn't need to be grand or big, but in order for you to be well. So please do share with me. If you have questions, put it here in the comment section. If you have strategies, hi Yang, that you're doing, please put it here in the comment section too, so that all of this we can start discussing on Thursday. I am so happy that many of you joined me in today's live stream. You can share this to family and friends via Facebook, YouTube, and also this is available in Spotify. So, friends, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Thank you for sharing your light, your energy, your hearts. And I hope that you share this episode to family and friends. And I hope that you share the love also by sending and supporting Coffee Break with Dr. Michelle through the digital gifts called Stars here in Facebook. That way I can continue doing what we do to support many of you and others too here at Coffee Break. I am really appreciative for everyone who are sending stars. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Your blessing is meant to bless me so I can bless you guys more. So that's about it. I think that's the main message why we need to be well. We need to be well so we can bless the world. And we need to be well so that we become blessing, so that the people we bless will bless more. And that's the ripple effect of everything. Cheers to Coffee Break. I hope you are well. I hope you keep yourselves safe and sane. This is Dr. Michelle Alignay for Coffee Break. See you again this week.